Hello and welcome. Today's topic is why hire a certified probate real estate specialist. We'll talk about that right now. So why hire a certified probate real estate specialist? Isn't it just selling a house? Well, yes, it is. Ultimately, it comes down to a real estate agent selling a house. But would you rather deal with somebody that understands the process that you're going through? That, for example, I know a very successful RE/MAX agent, and she's never learned anything about probate. And basically, she tells people when they approach her, she either shies away from it or says, well, when you're ready to sell the house, let me know. And that's it. And she's a very good agent, so it's not, lack of being a good agent. But hiring somebody like me, I've actually been certified by 3 different agencies. I like to learn, and I want to know the most I can about a topic, especially if it's something that I think is helpful to my clients. So, last year I spent a ton of time learning more about negotiation, which I use all the time in business anyway, buying a car, whatever. But I wanted to be better at it for my clients, so I didn't just wing it. I went and learned several places. So, same thing with Certified Probate Real Estate Specialist. That's one of the titles that I have. Certified Probate Expert is another. But specifically Real Estate Specialist, because when you're dealing with somebody going through probate, it's helpful to deal with somebody that knows the process that you're going through. You may have an attorney that is going to do the legal part of it, but they're really not going to be interested in helping you with the non-legal aspects. And we'll talk about that in another video that relates to hiring a probate attorney that's the best one for you and what they charge and that kind of thing. But in this case, you're better off dealing with somebody who's been there, done that. And probably the vast majority of real estate agents don't have a clue about probate, the probate process. If I said letters of administration to them, or you said that to them, they wouldn't know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know, roughly a 1 month in after you file probate, that's when they usually come back with letters of administration. And that's a topic for another video that I've already done. And that's part of the process. Once you have the letters of administration, you can legally do things for the estate. So that's a key part of the process. I know what the process is. I know what has to happen. And then there's always, every case is different with probate. And sometimes, you might be dealing with a family member that doesn't want to leave, or maybe it's not family. Maybe it's non-family members that you need to get out. But it's a legal process, and a lot of times the probate attorney wants nothing to do with those things that don't come into the legal part of their process, which is getting the probate done. So they're very focused on that part. So if you encounter other problems, that's going to be up to you to resolve them. And wouldn't it be better to have somebody that's been there, done that? Because, quite honestly, unless hopefully you've never had to go through this before, and hopefully you never will again, because it's not a fun process. It's not. There's other things you'd rather do in your life than be going through the probate process for somebody that you probably cared for deeply. And so, it would be better. I know I would rather be there with somebody that has empathy and understands the process, one thing, and cares about helping me through that process. And that's what I bring to the table. Rather than just be a real estate agent that sells a house, I want to help you. I want to help you through this process. And for example, my very first sale in real estate wound up being probate. I was recommended because I am very friendly to veterans. My father served in the Army for 31 years, and so I'm very supportive of our armed forces, and so and I've got a certification for that, and so that was why I was picked. And in this particular case, it really came home with me because the father was the same age as my father at the time, and the son who passed away was my exact same age, and the father was ex-military, as was my father. So I could see my parents going through that process if it were me that had passed away. And so it took on personal implications, and I didn't get emotional. My job is not to be emotional. My job is to be the professional and businesslike and do what I would want done for my parents if the situation had been different. And that's the way I approach probate every single time, is how would I want to be treated, and what would I want somebody doing for me, or my family. And so that's what you get when you hire me, is somebody that not just knows the process, but cares about you going through the process and to help you through that, and ultimately to get you the best price for the sale of your home. And I'm very good at that. I've discussed that in another video called I Negotiate for You, and that's the bottom line. That's the way I look at my job. But there's a lot more to it than just negotiating the sale of a house. And you'll see in the other videos that I have that I'm always trying to help you. I'm always trying to learn new things and get new certifications, meaning I'm getting educated more and more. One of my more recent ones is helping parents move from that are still living to move into assisted living, and of course dealing with the house, but helping the children and go through the process of helping their parents move into that. So, and that's very much a related field. So I'm sorry if I went a little bit long, but as you can tell, I'm very passionate about helping people. It's my favorite thing in real estate. It's my favorite thing in life. I had a business previously, and that's the way I viewed it, that I was helping people, and that was what gave me joy. So obviously you want to do a job that you like, and if I was just selling something, it's okay, it pays the bills, but at the end of the day, I want to feel like I help people, and especially going through the probate process, I'm helping people that are in a difficult situation. Nobody wants to be going through the probate process, and I'm here to help. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, you found it informative. Most importantly, you found that I'm passionate about this, and I want to help you in any way that I can. So until next time, be safe, and we'll see you next week.